Good evening, everybody. It's your girl, Miss Eha, coming live with Journey with Trish, the podcast. It's like an impromptu episode tonight because my niece, I've been trying to get Ebony on the show for a hot minute, but she always on the phone.
We working.
That's right. Working is good for the soul, it's good for the pocket and the pocketbook. So we're gonna get into it tonight. We are, of course, waiting on our third guest, Shamaya, Miss Shay, and she late as per usual. So you probably won't be seeing her again after tonight, but I digress. I digress. Tell me, you should know who this is. How many times you've been on here?
This will be my
Who are you?
big fine drinker.
Big Fine Drinker. So we got Ed and Big Fine Drinker in the building with me, your girl, Miss Eha. We're gonna be talking tonight about friendships. There was a post on Facebook that has been going around. Y'all, I don't know why. I still sound like I'm crying, like I can't breathe. I don't know why. But hopefully y'all can understand me. Anyway, there's been this post that's been going around on Facebook, and it was what's killing friendships today. So I thought I'd bring some friends together today and let's talk about it. I'm gonna get started. Say that one of the things that's killing friendships today is friends that's late. Friends that's late all the time. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of being late, especially now. I'm not going to be late if I'm in something, but I am guilty of probably purposefully showing up late for certain events because I don't like to stay a long time. So I like to get there when everything is like when it's already up. So I want to walk in the door, the party's already going, and I'm going to party for a couple hours, and then I'm going to go to the house.
Yeah.
However, I'm not being late for my friend's wedding. I'm not being late for her baby shower. Now, I was late for my grandbaby's christening today, but I made it there on time. It was because my face swole up last night like a watermelon. But anyway, tell me, how do you feel about tardiness to events?
I think that it's really ghetto.
Not ghetto.
But I am because I tend to run late sometimes too. So that's something that I'm working on. But I just feel like when you late all the time, it's like come on. All the time.
Especially when people are dependent on you or looking for you.
Right.
Yeah. Like sometimes I feel like I can't have a good time if I'm waiting for somebody to show up because I'm constantly looking at the door, or checking my phone, trying to see if they okay.
Yeah. They on their way.
Yeah. How do you feel about this?
It's not a big problem. I'm not late. There has been certain occasions, but I think I'm my own time frame.
Both of my children, Tashina and Shamaya, them two are gonna be late for everything.
Shamaya's gonna be late every single.
Not like 15 minutes.
No. Y'all gonna see her shoot in here in a minute and run in here. I already told about knocking the doors and I ain't gonna let it in, but I ain't gonna do it like that today. But just know, if you watching right now, you fired. This is your last night. As Miss Shay, you back to just Shamaya.
She's gonna come in here
like nothing is wrong. Whatever. Yeah. So tardiness is one of the things, especially if you're on time all the time. It definitely would bother you for somebody who's tardy all the time.
It's annoying.
It is annoying. So I'm gonna try to do better. Listen, y'all take this opportunity to go ahead and like, follow, comment, and share, please, so that we can reach as many people as possible. And what I forgot to do was give you a medical disclaimer because everything we talk about tonight is definitely going to relate to mental health in some way. So if you're having any kind of medical or psychiatric emergency, I would refer you to your nearest emergency room because we can't help you. Not tonight. And I'm not your provider tonight. Let's be real. It's Sunday and we sipping. Right?
I'm almost down.
Wait, so tell me, how did you say it? If we were taking a selfie, we would say,
I'm not above you. I'm not below you, but I'm right here with you.
That's it.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Yes,
It's the first. What is Love is blind?
It's a reality TV show.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah. So everybody is nice and relaxed tonight. So let's do it. What are some of the things? We'll start with what are some of the things that you feel like are killing relationships, friendships? because a friendship is a relationship. But what are some of the things you like to spend friendships?
Probably communication.
It's killing every type of relationship.
Well,
How so?
I mean, for me, but I'm not. I used to be free when it comes to like expressing myself, but then like a lot of my friends said, "I'm so petty because I complain about everything." So then I had to learn like step back for a minute, not communicate as much. But then I feel like that's being taken like different too.
What do you mean by not communicating it? Stepping back and not communicating.
Okay, so like for me, communication to me, like I want to communicate about the problem. I want to be able to talk freely about it. I don't want to hold no grudge. I don't want to hold it in. I want to be able to talk. We get over it, go on about business. But here lately, I feel like I've been holding a lot in.
Because you don't feel comfortable just saying what's on your mind.
Yeah, because I've been trying to just step back because I'm the pity freak. I complain about everything, so I have to step back a little bit. But then I'm still not being
So define complain about.
I'm petty. As I complain about everything.
Like what?
I don't think it is that you complain about everything. I just feel like when you say because you're petty, you take a step back because you're petty, you complain about everything. Because when we talk, I don't like you to complain, but I feel like when it comes to communication, like I don't look at it as you complaining. Like on a regular day-to-day basis, when we talk, and you might be complaining about something, like we be on the phone like drink up, just shut up, like be quiet, like they ain't doing nothing. You always fussing or whatever. But when it comes to a friendship, I just feel like there's a different way that you can communicate. Like I don't think it's complaining. I feel like it's just a matter of communicating and letting your friends understand or giving your friends room to understand what you have going on.
Yeah.
So because when you say complaining, you mean like complaining about stuff that's going on in your life, in your own personal life?
No, just like just small things, like the small things, like when Evan's out with other friends, I don't like that. So I complain about.
So are you that friend who feels like you can only have one friend?
I used to be like that, but I've been.
No, she feels like she don't have.
Well, that's with you though. But everybody else, I don't really care. But everybody.
I mean, listen, I've always said that you are, you should have been my child because you are a lot like me in my 30s. You are a lot like me because I was kind of sort of that friend who was very territorial. I had this, these couple friends, and sometimes I got kind of jealous when they were with other friends, but I kind of grew out of that. Like I'll tell anybody any day, and I've said it many times. I'm always going to say that the reason my marriage ended the first time was because I spent way too much time with my sister / best friend than I did with my husband. I will say that every single time, and I'll take it to my grave. So I get that, kind of, you get attached to these relationships, but you do have to kind of grow, and at least you recognize it at this point. You do recognize it's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when we grow up, right? We have families, we have children, we have jobs, other types of relationships and responsibilities. So we can't always spend the same amount of time with, especially, even if it's not a marriage. If me and you hanging out together all the time, or me and you hanging out all the time,
Right.
Once I get with dude, me and you ain't hanging out as much, right? That's what it's supposed to be. But in the past, I can say it was still, I could be hanging out with Chris, but if I wasn't Chris, I expect Chop to be there with me every single second.
Right.
Like, forget about the friends that you made while I was with Chris. Now that I ain't with Chris this second, where are you? And why are you not talking to me?
There.
Yeah. And that was selfish on my part,
Yeah.
That was you? That's not you no more?
It's still, but I'm working on it.
So you are newly in a relationship. Correct. How long you been in a relationship now?
A year.
A year. So how's this past year been for you?
It's been off. I'm sorry, Chris. I love you to death. I love that you love my friend. It's been off. Because we used to spend all the time.
Chris Niche. What do you mean, Chris?
Chris.
Oh, Chris, that's your person?
I don't know. I don't know Chris. I don't know.
Okay. Is it?
But other people are.
Okay. I just want to make sure you want to say great child.
Chris.
Oh, goodness.
Good. Listen up.
But I felt like he took my friend, but it was for a good thing. She needed that. She needed somebody to love her. So that took a while, but I never really went. I never came to her about that though, because I knew because if a man came with me and we finna get in a relationship, I'm finna get all my friends.
You better forget about your friends, right?
Yes.
It is hard. It is hard when you spend every minute of your free time with the same person, and then all of a sudden they get in a relationship. And sometimes you do kind of like it's not like I'm not happy for you, but damn, I miss you. Like, and that's why I always say to you people out there who feel like you can only have one friend, that is not the healthiest thing in the world to only have one friend. Because then if that friend does get in a relationship, you by yourself. That's a very good reason not to be territorial, right? Mm-hmm. Now, also, like maybe different friends for different things, I always say. Correct. Okay. Tell me when I say that, what does that mean to you?
I feel like you do have different friends for different reasons. Like you may have one friend that, all y'all do is just go out and party. You know what I'm saying? But then you may have one friend where you make him vent a little bit more. You can talk about different things. Like you may not talk about the same things with one friend that you do the other friend. Like, so that's kind of what I feel like when you say different friends for different reasons.
I do believe that is true. Like, I have what I consider to be friends, and then you have friends and you have close friends, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's not gonna be your close friends. I have friends who are my confidants. I got a lot of stuff going on in my life right now. But everybody that I consider a friend honestly does not know what's going on in my life. But I have people I feel safe enough with to trust that I can share that information with. And then I have people who, if I want to go out, this is the friend I'll call. Because most of my friends that I want to have my confidence, they don't want to go nowhere. So yeah, I think that you do have to, for so long, it has been instilled and beaten. I don't have friends. I have associates. How do you feel about that?
I guess it would just kind of depend on if the person who said that was like, if I consider them a friend. If I consider a friend, you call me associate, I'm gonna be like, especially if I have a different perspective of the friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just sure.
What would be the difference? What's the difference in a friend and an associate?
A friend is obviously somebody that you can confide in, someone that you can talk to about your problems, and that nature. An associate, I wouldn't probably get too personal in my life with. We can talk about the surface things. We can talk about the mess. We can talk about what's going on Facebook and stuff like that. But when it comes to my personal life and my personal business, someone that I consider an associate, I probably wouldn't be discussing my personal life.
Okay, everybody, we're about to welcome to the show Queen Miss Shay, who is tardy as per usual, and she is standing in the back requesting permission to join the show. Come on over, Miss Shay. Just know this is your last episode. Come all the way around. That's to disturb, not to disturb the peace that's going on in here today. So this is that tardy friend, a very good friend, very good confident, even for me. She's a very good confident. Is she a good confident? Great confident. She just don't know how to be on time for shit. And I don't know, I've been knowing her.
She don't look like you don't know what you're talking about.
I've been knowing her. How long have I been knowing you?
About 20 years now.
About 30 years, because I birthed her. And the girl is late for everything. She is the only person I know who is late and gonna stop at Burger King, everything. Every single time. But anyway, welcome to the podcast, Miss Shay.
What's up with the game?
Green lipstick is cute. It looks like it belongs to me, but it belongs to me, but
It's fine.
Pretty sure she got that out of my makeup room. What do you feel about what's the difference between associates and friends?
Like an associate is someone that you kind of keep at a distance. You can have all different types of associates outside of work, associates at work. You can go to church and have an associate, but I think I heard everything say we keep it at like a surface level. A friend is someone that I would confide in, and I consider we can go a little bit deeper into this conversation. I expect some type of reciprocity. If I'm giving you something for your birthday gift, girl, give me something back. I would
But you say that, right? I'm gonna interject for a minute. You say that, but if you met somebody at work, right? And y'all been working together for a few months, and then y'all decide to go to the D spot or something like that, right? You're gonna be like, Mom, I'm gonna go out tonight. Who you going out with? So are you gonna say my coworker Sabrina, or are you gonna say my friend so and so? What are you gonna say?
honestly, it depends on the person, because some of these associates I can kind of see like we're building some type of potential friendship. Then some people it's like, this girl, she's a good time, but it's as far as it goes. So some people I'm like, this is my homegirl.
Homegirl, okay. I get it. So that's what I'm going wrong. I don't say homegirl. I just call everybody coworker. Coworker. I'm going out with my coworker. I'm going out with my homegirl. Y'all catch that jewel? Because I'm very guilty of, I know somebody for 2 days and I'm like, oh, my friend so-and-so. So what's your definition of a friend?
Just someone I could tell everything to, basically.
A friend, because I have friends that I know are my friends, but I do not tell them everything.
Well, I guess you can have one there. Well, then you have to say best friend, because best friend I'm gonna tell everything to. She gonna be the person I can call on for money, my struggles, everything, relationships, family, everything. Then there's the friends where I'm gonna be like a social, keep my distance. You know so much about me. You may be that friend that I go out with.
Because I've never heard anybody say, Emily, who you going out with? I'm going out with my associate Keisha. Hey, even though we say, oh, she's not my friend, my associate. I ain't never heard nobody say, I'm going out with my associate Keisha. So that's the part that has me a little confused.
Well, maybe we just throw the friend around a little too loosely.
I believe that.
I believe that we throw that out too loosely.
I believe that. So, Shamaya, you getting ready to go out? No, let's go back to close friends. Because in my opinion, listen, it's Sunday. We having a good time. It's sipping Sunday. It's sipping Sunday. So you have friends and you have close friends or best friends. I remember there was like an episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta when it was either Cynthia or Nene. I can't remember which each one of them. And they were like, oh, that's your best friend. She was like, oh, well, she's my friend, but she's not my best friend. And this person, I think it was Kenya. Yeah, it was Cynthia towards Kenya when Nene was asking her. She was like, well, she's my friend, but she's not my best friend. And Kenya took offense to that. And because guess what? Just because you feel like I'm your best friend, the camera's up here. Just because you feel like I'm your best friend does not mean that I feel like you're my best friend.
Yeah, you're my best. Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I've been speaking to people before on the phone, and again, back to like we're building this kind of friendship thing. And all of a sudden, they're like, "Yeah, I was telling my girl I was talking to my best friend." I'm like, "Wait a minute, we're the best." Like, I like you, girl. I just didn't know we have progressed to that level yet.
I didn't know we was already at the best level.
And I think you're supposed to. I just,
We know something.
like, you talk about
What is the nature of this relationship, and how do you know? Like, how do you know when you are at best friend status? Because I've had people in my life, I'm gonna tell you, some people that hurt me pretty deep because I felt like they were one of my best friends. Some people, that I felt like I could confide in. I trusted my children with them. I trusted them to cover me and my children and ask them to pray for me. And it was real easy for them to, flip that switch. Like, what happened? And I can't tell you how many times, because I'm so free-hearted and so open, and I've set myself up for this, not knowing that, yeah, I thought way more of these people than they thought of me.
That's a really, really good point. I know I had one friend that we would have to give a disclaimer to each other, like, girl, this sounds really gay, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And we would just like kind of profess our love for each other, like, I really like you in this manner. I appreciate you for doing this.
I consider you this type of friend and so forth. And so to me that became important because just like I tell my man, like I love you, I wanted to hear from my friend. And so it's like if we don't talk about that aspect of it and how much you love me or appreciate me, then it's like, you know, you my girl. We just ain't like that, you know. So that was that.
So do you tell your friend, like, if somebody comes to you and we've been hanging out for a few weeks, and I'm like, hey, y'all, friend. And you don't really feel that way, like what you saying that?
I don't know if I'm be like, I don't think I'm your best friend, but I don't know.
How about you, Drake? God, but I'm so thankful that God gave you.
That's what I'm gonna do. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm gonna give you that look. Like, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let you be, but I'm gonna give you that look. Like, girl, you need to calm down.
Look, we only been on 2 friend days. Or hold up,
Right.
back up. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people are so they're searching for love. And not only in just like a romantic relationship, like even in friendships, like people are really lonely. And it's gotten even worse since the pandemic. Some people really are looking for true, genuine friendships. So should you like be straight up with someone and be like when you go in, because you go into a relationship or you going into a situationship, right? And you listen, I'm gonna be straight up with you. You know, I don't have a lot of time for this situationship right here, right? You know, like it is what it is. You might be able to see each other a couple times a month and that's it. But do you go into friendships the same way? Do you think we should treat those new friendships? Should when you meet a female or even a male, if you just looking for a platonic relationship, when you meet these people, should you go into these friendships like setting boundaries like you do if you were gonna be with a male or in a situation?
It's not a bad idea. I feel like it's not a necessity in every relationship or friendship because some people you have that like unspoken understanding. Like, listen, you know what it is. I got kids at home. If I don't answer, I might not call you back today. But then because I miss with you, I just saying I don't even feel like talking right now at all. I do call back.
I think it depends on the status, like where because like you said, when you get in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, like then it changes. But if you go into a friendship and you're a single person, then you may have more time than you would versus being in a relationship.
And we don't expect most people don't expect to stay single, right?
Right.
Most people like looking for love. So when you get like an all
I'm searching for real love.
so if
Most people are out here looking for love. We don't expect to be single for forever. At some point, we are hoping to be in a relationship.
Because I'm not gonna be.
so you preparing like you want to be in a relationship. But so let me ask you a question honestly. Okay?
Me?
Yeah. Both of you. Are you in a relationship?
No.
In a relationship?
You are in a relationship.
Okay. So honestly, you know, when you find your friend that you spend most of your time with and talk to on the phone all the time, and that was your confidant all the time, and now they're in a relationship and they don't have the time. Have you ever found yourself jealous?
Oh, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, can we throw names? Okay, Emily.
Y'all not the only one.
Well, hold on. Let me elaborate. So when I walked in, I heard you saying, Mom, about your marriage the first time and you were spending so much time with your friends and how it affected your marriage. So when I was in a relationship, it's like this is my cousin. Where I go, she goes. And we would come to my mom's house. I'm sitting right here. My boyfriend's over there, but guess who's like laying across my lap? And it's like this is my baby. You know,
you didn't step.
So I didn't sit down. Let me tell you something. When she brought her man up over here, and this is the best setup.
That was it.
No. No, for me. However, back to what Mama said, it was like
She does it to me. Like Shamaya will say, "Okay, Ma, I ain't got time, but I'm coming." Kristen, Trey, I ain't got time, but I'm coming. Ebony, I get it. Kim, the best about that. Kim did good with this one because she is very good. You can't even get mad. Sticking to her, like she said, I'm just stick to him.
I had to grow up to not be mad because for a long time I was like, how dare you put me to the side? And here I am, your only love. And in this life. You know what I'm saying? I am the only one that you should be focused on.
Conversation about it. And at the time, baby, the person I was with, you should have been on the top. Been right. So, yeah.
When you grow, many people can't handle that you have grown with. Can't handle that they haven't grown with you. They're okay with you being neutral, but when you begin to blossom, it becomes a problem.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. That's true. And sometimes, like you said earlier, it's not that it's jealous. It's almost like you feel neglected in a sense. And so your feelings are hurt. But it does come off as jealousy because the other party is probably like, oh, as soon as I get a man, I shouldn't mess with me no more. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, I want you to have a man.
But in the beginning, tell me the truth, because I've been young adults age before. In the beginning, in your mind,
Put me before your man.
put you before your man, but like in your friend's mind, because we've been going through this together. We've been looking to love together for a long time, and ain't none of that love stuck. So in reality, your friends probably really don't think that your love that shit is gonna stick. If I'm being honest,
I do.
I never thought.
But me and Ev, I can't speak for them too. But me and Ev, at one point, we spent like every day together. If we wasn't together, we were on the phone together. And then, boom, relationship. Then it was like every other day.
So what do you think she could have done? Like what do you think she could have done differently to make you feel less neglected?
I don't know. I never thought about that.
For me personally, it just took me to grow up. Honestly, looking back at it, she could have done nothing differently. And as a matter of fact, I feel like I learned from it because now, like, she'll look, I'm coming over, girl, no, not right now, just a little bit later, So I have learned from that and appreciate it. And I feel like it's important. You need to set boundaries. So at that moment, I feel like, yes, you got me. But now that I'm like growing and maturing, you know what, girl, do your thing. It's still like going back to the jealousy part of it. It sometimes stings a little bit. I think the other day, I said, if we're gonna spend Sunday together, you're cooking, I'm gonna come over. She's like, I'm cooking for my man for your what? Like, woo. So but again, like I love that. It's fine.
And you don't want to be that third wheel.
No,
Right? You don't want to just always be popping up.
yeah, she said you can still come. I mean, you spend time with your man. Call me next week.
Because I can't, because I'm gonna jump in on Chop's defense, right? She would always say, like, I remember when me and Chris first moved in together, and like the first time, and she and the kids came over, and Chris came out, but she didn't have on no shoes. She was like, he living here with you too? Because I ain't telling nobody. She was like, I was like, yeah, he's staying here too. She was like, why you ain't tell me? Yeah, he was staying here too. He might be tired. I was like, nah, he okay. So it was like she was like more attentive and trying to be respectful than I was, but I was so busy trying to protect my friendship and like my marriage at the same time.
Because you don't want your friend to feel like, like she got me. I still fuck with you, You don't want them to feel like that. However, those boundaries need to be set because when those lines start to cross and mix, it can be recipe for disaster, essentially. So
you ever been accused? Because listen, every close female relationship, right, has been accused of being in a romantic relationship. It's the craziest thing, right? If you spend y'all spend all your time together, right? Y'all do everything together. All of a sudden, y'all they must be bumping, because they together all the time. That's so weird. I've never heard that about a guy before, ever. But if you have two females who are just genuinely close and love each other and love each other's time, they start spending too much time together. All of a sudden, they bumping. Have you never heard anything like that from you? Actually, from me, absolutely. But to me, from me, like, oh my God.
don't let me walk around the house with some panties and a t-shirt on, girl.
Yeah, and Shemaya are first cousins, right? So they are like entwined, like in mesh. So you might easily come in here and find Ebony and Shemaya with her leg around here, and this is how This is how Anthony and Shamaya got to be like this, right? And then they like this, but their boyfriend laying over there, on, but then he's there. Right? It's insane. So it's a little questionable.
She was like, you know, that's your cousin, right? Yeah.
It's so questionable. Anywho, all right, so we're going to start over from the right and then go to the left. Tell me what you think is killing friendships today, Shamaya.
Oh God, it really could be a plethora of things, a combination of things. I think one, lack of reciprocity. You know, I feel like when you're not giving me what I'm giving you, then I need to step back. You know, because at this point, it's just I'm gonna start, how do you say, like, love doesn't keep count. But if I buy you a gift for your birthday every year, just whatever the scenario is, and you don't ever do anything, it's like, no.
So, you know, I have been five love languages have been out for a long time. And so I've been like, look, have you ever heard of 5 love languages? Definitely needs to
There's a test on it.
Oh no.
It's like there's a book, there's both. So I would recommend everybody go out and purchase the book, The 5 Love Languages. Read the book, take the test. And what it does is it helps you identify what you're like, what you feel like what makes you feel loved, right? But then you also have to identify, if you're in a relationship with Drika, what makes Drika feel loved, right? And then you got to notice that it's not the same. So while you might like loving, like your love language might be gifts, receiving or gifting, hers might be to actual service or touch. So you are giving her gifts because that's what she likes. But that ain't really what she likes. So she wants to do something for you instead of giving you a gift. So maybe she just want to come over and spend some time with you and help you clean up your house. So at least, at minimum, you got to tell somebody, I think, you know, what your love languages are. So if I'm going to add to it, I'm going to say what's missing in a lot of relationships is not really knowing each other. And should we really expect from others what we give them, or should we expect from others what we need?
Should we really expect from others what we give them or what we need? What we need, I think. What we need, and it goes back to what I said earlier about, you know, the profession of love between you and your friendships, obviously, like, not intimate partners. It's important because at some point, once you get to know me, then you know what makes me smile. You know what makes me feel good. You know what I like, things of that nature. So don't just do stuff for me, or, you know, try to say things or whatever that you know don't align with who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't like to be touched, girl, touch me. Because when you stop touching me, it's like, oh, you mad at me? Like, what's wrong? I agree with that. I feel like what I need, which again goes back to the communication. I need to know what my friend needs, and vice versa. They need to know what I need.
So I think we need to probably start with, personally, number one, stop calling everybody your friend and knowing everything. Like you said, associate, acquaintance, or co-worker that you just happen to be. Every co-worker that you go out with, it's not your friend. Y'all co-workers, y'all decided to go out together. And that's it. And we're gonna go home and we're gonna go back to work and we're gonna be work friends. And that's it. I think sometimes we expect more. And for sure, we both need to know that we gotta be on the same page for where we are and what we're doing. Because I think we don't treat friendships like we do relationships. So, you know,
And they really should be, because I feel like they're one of the most intimate types of relationships that are out there.
baby,
I'm telling you right now, it's been some friends out here that when we separated and broke apart, it hurt me worse than any breakup with a man could have ever hurt me.
I went to counseling for 2 years. You know that. I went to counseling for 2 years straight. And I ain't been but 6 months in my marriage. And it's because with our friendships, we tell them everything. We tell them about what went on in our relationships, what went on at work. But we can't tell nobody else. We're telling our friends. And so then you lose that friend. Number one, who am I tell them? Who am I talking to? Who else am I gonna trust? You know, kudos to you, friends, who even when we break up, it don't matter what we go through, you ain't gotta worry about me saying nothing. Like, it's buried. And that's it. Because how do you say it? I hate to get mad and run and tell your business. Friend. We don't do that. Friendships Girl, listen, girl breakups are the absolute worst.
When I break up with a guy, I gain weight. It's whatever. And with a woman, I'll be just 10 pounds down, 20 pounds down, going through it.
Babe,
Woo! Shit.
what do you think is missing in friendships, or killing or missing in friendships?
I just think for mine, it's just communication. And I gotta figure out and identify what my other friends want. You know, because I haven't took the time out to ask Ebony, by example, like, what she likes.
And first, you gotta know what who wants.
Yeah.
No, first you have to know what who wants.
You yourself.
Yeah. First, you gotta know what you want.
Right? We already know she ain't gonna be able to give me what I want. I
No,
want every day.
We ain't
No, I want to see you every day. I want to be in your
But you don't really want that.
But you
I
don't
do.
want
You want that now, and just jumping in.
Because if you was in a relationship, you
You're
would
not
not want
wanting.
it.
Oh yeah, that's gonna change.
You feel something. Assuming you feel like there's a missing piece right now, and she's probably the person that's closest to you, and so you're like, I'm going through this. I need you here. I need you to do this through me. Like, I want you here with me at all times. But once you get to a point in your life that hole has been filled, in a sense, you ain't gonna want her as much. You know, she might call and you ain't gonna answer. I'll call her back in a minute. You know, the roles could be reversed at some point. She might be blowing your phone up, and you gonna feel like, I'll call her back when my man and everything. So I don't feel like you really want that. You just
You just
something
be
missing
lonely.
right now.
You're lonely.
Yeah.
You be lonely because you have only attached yourself to this one person. And I say that all the time. I say that about parents, like moms and dads, and just, wives or spouses. You put all of your everything into your children. You put all of your everything into your husbands. And then when your children go off to school, prime example, or God forbid something happens to your husband, what then? What are you going to do then? So you have to build other relationships in the midst of your primary relationship. You have to have these other relationships that are going to help keep you afloat when you lose that major.
And can I piggyback off of that for a second? Ebony, let me just give it this disclaimer. I'm really sorry because I feel like you're not in the hot seat, but I feel like you're like the topic right now. And it must be an honor to have so many people love you, because obviously we freaking love you. Let's just say that. But piggybacking off of what Mom said, I have been in that place before with Ebony, so I gave that disclaimer. And she was like my only friend, my only confidant. And when she couldn't be there, as much as I wanted her to be there, it was like, okay, so I didn't even need her to set boundaries. It was time for me to set boundaries for myself. Because if I keep putting myself in the position to expect these things from her, knowing it's probably humanly impossible for her to deliver these things, I'm going to keep setting myself up for disappointment. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I had to go out there, and it takes time, it takes time. But it got to a point where I was purposely befriending people in the hopes that I needed to build like my army. Because if I sit here and wait for Ebony and she's all the way across the country, I'm doomed. I need somebody to talk to, but she's been driving like she's asleep. I'm doomed. I want to curse right now, but I can't talk to my mom this way, so I am doomed. So who can I talk to? And that, as far as my friendship, life goes, has been one of the best decisions I've made, is to branch out and make new friends. I mean, I just went on a trip with some more friends and had a blast. I met a friend from work, and I told her lots of personal things that I feel like she's gonna keep dear with her. So I needed to do that for myself, or else I'm just gonna be always mad at Ebony. Always, girl, I'm blocking you, or just whatever the case may be. So yeah, I love you, cuz, but
Ebony got that kryptonite. I got that kryptonite. Ebony got that kryptonite.
but yes,
Well, I wanted to piggyback off of, I think, what you said about knowing what it is that you want when it comes to like friendships. And I say that because there have been instances where, because I'm all about, like, if you need space, if you want space, I will grant you that space. You know what I'm saying? But there have been instances where it's like, what I'm getting from you is I need space. But then after you're giving that space, it's like,
you mad because
you're mad because I gave you the space. Yeah. So it's like, do you want the space or do you not want to say it? Like I'm conflicted
I get what you're saying.
because you tell me like
Well, let's drink this big one.
but you say I don't feel like talking right now. I'm like, okay. But when you feel like talking, hit
Because
me
if
up.
you send it to me, then I'm gonna say, all right, well, she'll call me. When
And
she
you know,
knows.
some people do want you to be like, I don't feel like talking right now. No, but Drika, tell me what's going on. Come on, don't do this to me. Listen,
But see, I
they
have
try to
on both
both
ends, though.
and like just try to make you say,
It's been on both ends. Like I've been like, okay, I'm gonna give you a space. I'm like, what's wrong? I get nothing when I say what's wrong. But then when I give you a space, you're not here for me. No, I don't know.
this
But
is
I
so
think it has
crazy.
something to do with more of what you feel like you want, what you feel like you need. I don't know, versus me because I'm giving.
I think I just need more attention.
Trick word right there, baby. You must be a Pisces. Capricorn, maybe they twins. My dad was Capricorn. Nobody need attention like a Pisces. I'm telling you, so I'm surprised you're not a Pisces. But
Of course, need love too.
apparently, I'm a lot.
And I think what I require from Eb, I think I require from my relationship. I want them. I feel like they're equal and they shouldn't be.
So you feel like I'm the man.
Because listen, that is mine. That is mine right there. That is mine. And it was one of the responses under the questions. Under that question was some people, like some friends, get so attached that they want you to be, they're treating you like they're your man or whatever. And that's the real thing. People even do that with their children. Like you spend so much time with your children and you lonely even, and you start confiding into them so much. And then like you really start treating them like your man. But somehow is that ain't
I don't know. I'm trying to deal. Like we've talked, but I'm trying to deal. I don't know how. I guess when my man comes along, that's when.
But no. That's not when it.
But you can't say that. Like you need all of my attention now. I feel like you don't feel like a man, then I don't need you no more. Like for me, it's regardless. If I go to him, I'm still gonna be friends the same way. I'm not gonna be able to give you the time that you need, but I'm still gonna be the same friend that I've always been.
Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna essentially push that friend away. Because that person's gonna feel like, oh, when she need me, but as soon as she done with me, I just say use, abuse, and throw away. It's like they're gonna start feeling like, okay. So yeah, it could be potentially.
I know I was a smothering friend. I know that I was smothering friends, smothering a lot of relationships, like want to be with you all the time. Never mind that you're working. If I text you, you don't respond right back. We just forget about the fact that we are all grown now. We all have responsibilities now,
And be going through some real life stuff.
yeah. So we don't have time. And God bless when we get a man, and somebody that we have to spend. That's most people's goal is to be in a healthy relationship. So you like it, and even in those relationships, you have some people who are, because you just came off a girl's trip for your birthday, and Krishan he goes on guys trips. Yeah, I think that's very important and very healthy to have those kinds of relationships. I'm gonna have my girls trips, sister trips, and my husband trips, my family trips, and my kids go. They're at that age, don't want to be bothered. And I think all of those are important because you got to nurture each one of those relationships.
And that's what, going back to what you said, different friends for different reasons. That, in my opinion, is an absolute requirement to sustain life. And that might be an exaggeration, but you do need different friends. And because I may not be able to call Emily right now and talk to her what I'm going through, but I can go here with, Brittany real quick until I can have a good time to get my mind off of what I need to talk to Emily about until she's available.
Oh, you got to say that again. And I hope somebody out there caught it. You said you wanted to talk to Ebony, but you couldn't talk to Ebony.
Right.
But you didn't call Brittany to talk to Brittany about it. No, you called Brittany
To go out there and have a good time. to keep me busy enough to keep my mind on what I really wanted to talk to Ebony about.
I need y'all to catch that. If you did not catch that, Jim, every friend is not the friend that you're gonna pour your business into. Every friend is not gonna give you the greatest advice, and you really can't go to several, like a bunch of different friends, because each friend might give you the same, like a different advice, and then you're just gonna be confused. But what's gonna happen is you're gonna pick out what you want to hear from each one of those pieces of advice. And if your friends, because I got educated, well-spoken, truth-telling friends, and they really get on my nerves right now. I'm trying to listen. If there are any friends out there who will tell me what I want to hear and let me be great, fill out your application. I'm gonna drop the link right there, in the comment section, because I need some friends who don't tell me the truth all the time. But no, honestly, I need friends that do tell me the truth, right?
Right.
And who ain't gonna just tell me what I want to hear. And so you definitely got to go to those friends who are going to give you some solid advice, right? And the ones you can trust. I might have a friend who was really, but she get drunk and tell everything. She just start talking. It don't mean she ain't my friend. She just can't hold her liquor. She's good when she's sober. When she drinking, she can't hold her liquor. So I ain't gonna tell her nothing I don't want her to repeat. So I think you ever feel like you've thrown away a friendship that you could probably make work?
Yeah, I do. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yes, I do. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because at the time I was in my own head about what I was going through. But as I aged and matured in life, it's like, dang, Shema, you didn't know that. But like, no wonder she cut you off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know
I've been
they gone for a reason. I don't think that how much do you would?
That's what I can think
I
of.
don't think I've had a friend that
We're long enough.
I've cut off and
Let's say just keep on living.
Keep on.
I've definitely had friends that I've disagreed with and got into arguments with. And let me just say this: Shemaya is not my friend. Shemaya is my cousin. She's in a completely different category. But
Yeah, I know about that because I have cousins who are not my friends.
Shemaya,
I do too. I have cousins who I'm not as close to with Ebony, but us being cousins is a given. But the type of cousins we are, they're
I mean, because they've been, and they're not even two sisters. Like they're a brother and the sister's children. But like Shemaya is my child, and Ebony is Shemaya's aunt's child. So Kim and I, we were close when they were very close when they were born, but they grew up. Like they have really, really grown up together like the whole time. Like even though Ebony is not my biological niece, who am I? I'm my Aunt Trish. And so it's been that way the whole time. Even though Shemaya's dad not stay together, they always still came to stay at my house. Shemaya's gonna stay at my house. So that's the way they've grown up. So, but I have cousins. Like you have other cousins, a lot of cousins, but is their relationship the same as your Shemaya's relationship?
no, absolutely.
Because personally, I think it's different. Just because she's your cousin, but she's definitely your friend.
I feel like we are cousins, but we have a relationship that could, mimic that friendship, but essentially we are cousins first, and then we do live like friends. But I've actually had a problem with my friendships because of that. Because I am really close to my friends, but I'm close to Ebony. And so sometimes I feel like my friends are in competition.
They behave
with Ebony, but it's one of those things where it's like, it's nothing to even want to compare to because we just go way too far back, but I love you and I tell you just as much as I tell her. It's just a different dynamic.
Y'all was born 3 months apart. Yeah. That's a lot of competing. What about you? You have any cousins who you are very close to?
I have my cousin Chrissy, but we're not as close as like Ebony and Shemaya. Like we are close, but we're not like.
Did y'all grow up together?
No, we didn't grow up like you.
Maybe that could be the difference. And this is not to, against any of us personally, but that could be the difference. I don't know.
I feel like if we did, we would be
a little bit closer.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm very, very close to my cousins from New York.
Mhm.
You know, I have a couple, well, not right now, but there have been times when I've been really close to some of my cousins here, like Talisha and I. When, hey, Jolanta, Talisha and I at one point, like, we were inseparable, and then we kind of inseparable. That's what I said, inseparable.
You said sorry.
You correct me on that. I'm sorry. So, Talisha and I, like, we were always.
Which one's your friends were, right?
Yes.
I was saying,
Yeah, and listen, it's dangerous being friends with your daughter. You know, you grow up and they growing up. Don't ever make that mistake telling my daughter, telling Shamaya she was my best friend. I promise you.
I mean, quick to tell her, I ain't one of your little friends.
Yeah, it's not friends. And it's even difficult now, like with Kristen and even Treasure, because we are so close. We all do talk so much all the time. We in the group chats all the time, FaceTime all the time. And then I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden, y'all gonna start cursing like, oh, wait a minute, you cursing in front of your mom. That's what they doing now. You that's the thing. So sometimes I think y'all think we're closer than we should be what we really are. But
you don't get on to me about this.
So we friends. You my baby. Don't curse in front of me no more.
don't curse me. Hey, Pearlie, how you doing? And if anybody has any feedback to give us as far as how you feel, I do want to come up these comments for a minute and go over what somebody commented. The comments that came in earlier. Hey, Angie, my cousin from DC, Cherie, how you doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Tell me what you feel like is missing in relationships. Hey, Angela.
Relationships or friendships? What's killing friendships?
Friendships. Tell me what you think.
I would definitely have to say communication. I think it's about being able to communicate both ways, being able to understand like where your friend is coming from. You must be stated communicate your wants, your needs, what you are expecting from your friend, what you don't expect, like all of that. Like just really trying to understand, and I think that's one of the biggest things for me too. Because I feel like when most of my friendships or like situations where me and my friends have headbutted or something like that, communication was the biggest thing. Like when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, some of them, when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, it's like, oh, well, I thought this or I thought that. And it's like, we must not have communicated good enough for you to be insinuating this or me to be insinuating that. So, like, I think most of it was just like a miscommunication. So we had communicated. We probably wouldn't even, and me and Shimon,
Communication is definitely, in my opinion, the most important part of any relationship, whether it be in your like a romantic relationship, a friendship, or a work relationship. Yeah, you go into these things. I need to tell you, but I remember on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Cynthia got so much flack for like pulling out this piece of paper, and it was a friendship contract. You remember that, like a friendship contract? You know, because let me tell you what I'm looking for in a friendship, you know, and maybe not written, but like, yeah, I think we should talk about it before we get into this real tight. I mean, I haven't really developed any new tight relationships. Recently, I have some people who I have grown very, very tight to, and I can like Danielle, like I love Danielle. I can call Danielle, and I know that she's gonna tell me, you know, what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. She's gonna be patient with me. She's gonna pray with me. She ain't gonna tell me like come off on no BS. Like I truly love Danielle, and it just developed into a relationship. Then I have friendships that I've already had, people I've been on for years. But it's, if I had to pinpoint a newer relationship that I never thought would have blossomed to what it would be today, it would definitely be. And I'm a firm believer that God will send you people when you need them the most, even when you don't know you need them right now. That's why you got to be careful with people.
Back over that too. First of all, going back to what Emily said, communication is important. But to add to that, I feel like, first of all, I think counseling is, people should all go to counseling because you can sit here and communicate all day, but if it's not effective and conducive, then what's the point of it? And I feel like a lot of times you have these conversations between friends or partners or whoever, and it's like, I'm saying how I feel, you're saying how you feel, but neither one of us are willing to meet halfway and really see the other's perspective. You know what I mean? So I don't know, I just wanted to say that. And I wanted to know what I was going to say. That's like the first point. You communicate all day. Because it's like Ebony telling me one thing, right? And she's telling me, Shmaya, I feel like when I'm talking to you, you're not really listening to me.
Because you got to be open. You got to be open to receive
that.
what somebody's saying and not believe it.
And then my response is, well, I listen to you all the time. But she would not be saying that if she didn't feel that way. See what I'm saying? This is not like a real conversation. This is just like hypothetically. And so right then and there, I'm ignoring how she's telling me that she feels. But in turn, I could have said, well, tell me why you feel that way. Like, tell me what I can do to make this a little bit better. And so sometimes I feel like you go have these conversations with your friends or whoever, and you don't really progress as a unit in a sense because your communication skills are poor.
And you gotta be adult enough and mature enough to sometimes come to the realization that, you know what, even like, in a romantic relationship or marriage, this ain't really working out. If you're more unhappy in a relationship and you always having to over communicate, or you pulling teeth and you've been trying to get somebody to give you what you need for 10, 15, 20 years, at what point are you going to say, you know what?
Because they signed that contract.
They signed the contract.
But we keep having to revisit the terms of it. And so
she belongs to me.
you signed the contract already. But for whatever reason, we continue to have to revisit the terms of this contract. And so obviously we're not on the same page.
We're not on the same page. I think that's the hardest. Getting together is easy. It's the breaking up part. It's the letting go part. That's difficult. But sometimes you have to decide too, is it worth it? Do I really, really want to keep fighting for this?
And let me say this too, and this is back to Ebony. And as much as I've been hating to admit it for a long time now, I guess we are kind of friends, Ebony, because I don't know. But anyway, me and I say that because I keep referencing back to you. So that's that. Anyway, me and Ebony were going through whatever we were going through, and I kept poor thing. I kept asking her. I kept asking her to give me, I don't know if it was time and attention or whatever. And so eventually I got on the phone. I'm like, listen, let's just have this conversation. This is what I need from you. And it may be more than you're willing to give. And so that's up to you to determine. But this is what I'm telling you I need from you. And I think the biggest thing was like, when you come home, don't forget about me. Like, when I come home, I come see you first. So come
to the job. Like, this girl will come. Like, how you come to the job. You sit in the parking lot. You have to go in the parking lot and have lunch together. Like, these two, that's how close they are.
So then I'll be doggone. If Ebony called me one day when she got home, like, I think that afternoon, hey, cuz, let's go to what's it called?
I'm going to see some amazing things.
Let's go to this restaurant and eat breakfast. And I'm sitting here thinking, she want to call her. You know what I'm saying? And so then I said, let me call you back. I'll probably not get off work. And then she called again. Sorry. She called again. And it's like, no, because when I wanted to go out with you, you didn't answer your phone. But now that now you want to go, and all of a sudden girls get you. So I had to just really grow up and be like, you know what? I was so tired after work one day, I had to make myself go because I cannot ask her for this. And then when she's giving it to me, deny it. Like,
say, wait. Hold on. Say that again.
Like she was finally giving to me what I was asking her to give to me, despite the amount of time that it took. And then I was like, So I had to like really grow and mature and tell myself, like, you can't beg her for this. And when she finally gives it to you, you're denying it. You're blocking it.
So I had found myself in that situation before. I found myself in this situation where, I've been asking you, begging you. This is what I need. This is what I need. Right? You don't give it to me. And then that final time when I come and say, you know what? Like, I'm done with this. Apparently, you can't give me what I need. And so, I have to just move on. And now that you know I'm serious, now you're going to give me what I need. And you on it. Why? But I'm like,
it's too late.
It's too late.
That's how you said it, because I don't think somebody said it at me. She said it many times. No, you didn't, Shamar.
Listen,
Said it
to the
and
point, even their friendships, people get to the point to where you like, you know what? You know, I always say, you know, if I tell you what I need, and I tell you what I need, and if I say, you know what, if you hurt me, you hurt me, you hurt me, and if you do it one more time, that's it. When it gets to it's really nothing else I got to say to you.
Yeah.
I can just leave because I already told you if you do it again, I already told you. So when I'm gone, I'm gone.
And I feel like you got to determine where you are with that within yourself, you know, because and if that person, you know, is worth it, and sometimes it takes time for us to, how do they say, that absence makes the heart grow fonder. You don't love what you got until it's gone, type of thing. And sometimes
Distrust don't make the heart go trust it.
No, that's true too. Because then, like I mean, you have talked about, you know, things over the years. I'm not going to give you the power. I'm not going to put myself in a position to even allow you to hurt me how you hurt me before. Because now I know what you're capable of. You know what I'm saying? I've told you this time and time again. You have not, you know, kept your end of the bargain. And now I know what to expect from you. So I ain't even mad at you no more. I'm good on that. I'm still hear it.
Have you ever been there before?
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, no.
That's the most dangerous place to be in a relationship for the other party. When somebody gets to the point to where I hear you saying it, and I can see you doing it, but I can't
It
make
means
myself
nothing.
trust you to think that you're gonna be consistent with doing it because you've already shown me way too many times like what you're incapable. Not incapable. You already shown me what you're incapable of, and now you know that you see I'm serious. Now you want me to trust
And I look at it like too. Me and Ebony have had these conversations before. It's like a job. You know, you've been working your whole life to get this job, and you know you're doing everything you need to do. You're supposed to do. Like don't mess it up. It's a job, right? But then you really want this other job. So when they called you back first, who are you going to? The one they gave you the first opportunity, the one that you've been dreaming of this whole time. So I don't know what my point was with that, but
you. Point is, don't let money be the decision making factor
no, it's certainly not.
in relationships or the jobs. Okay, Ebony, did you answer the question? What's killing you most?
I did.
Share communication.
Did you answer?
Mhm.
Did I answer?
Yes.
What did I say?
Communication.
No, being late.
Communication.
You said being late.
Communication, being late. Communication is because I feel like communication is the basis of it, right? If we can't even communicate, I don't see how we can do anything else, whether it be in friendships or relationships. Because if we can't communicate, I can't even tell you how to love me. You can't tell me how to love you. If we can't communicate, I can't tell you what I feel like you're doing wrong. You can't tell me what you feel like I'm doing wrong. If we can't communicate, you can't tell me what needs to be fixed, and I can't tell you. Communication is the basis of any relationship. According to Dorisa Cobb, trust. Friends are afraid to be transparent because they're scared to trust them.
That's true. I feel like, especially depending on the type of friend and the type of information you're wanting to share. You know, it's like I want to say some stuff, but then again, I don't because she might go tell this person, or
Especially when they got more than one friend.
and we in the same.
Who I may have that conversation before. My friend, just because that's your friend,
It ain't my.
Mhm.
it's not me, it's my friend.
And I learned you cannot bring a group of each of your friends together. It is just
Because all those personalities don't always
they don't mix.
No, Bill.
Yes, all those personalities don't always mix. So sometimes you gotta separate those different friends. You know, I used to I had this one friend who had a very close friend, and you know, I would call and invite her out to eat, and then she would show up, and then this other friend would be with her. And so one day I had to say, listen, you know, I like your friend, but you know, that's your friend, that's not my friend. So if you want to invite her, I get that, but just let me know first and make sure it's okay with me. Because like I might have something I really want to talk to you about. And I don't want to talk to you about it in front of her because that's not my friend. That's your friend. So that's definitely
because there's been times when Ebony will go out with her friends, but why you didn't invite me? It's like, well, Shmoyda, you know, I think she's trying to be nice and say, these ain't your people, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you my people, so if you my people, then, but it's not like that, you know?
really not.
And especially if she knows me, she know I'm going to go there and probably doesn't want to be where we are right now, you know? So it's trust. But, and two, with trust, I know I've had challenge with some of my friends where I tell them something and they're mad at me because I'm being honest with them. And that's been a challenge for me. Because I don't want to tell you about yourself and then now you're mad at me.
Hey, why you being angry with me when you fight? Because you get mad with me all the time. I get angry with you sometimes. Yeah, that's normal. Like, I'm okay with you getting a little bit upset if you're telling me the truth. Just don't shut me off.
Back in the day, I don't want you to tell me about myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Today,
I don't want
I
to
appreciate that.
Yeah. And when I say like mad at me, I mean like not even blocking me. Like that's because
That's a little shit by you.
I ain't never blocked her.
I know you like
It was like 10 years ago. Ebony back me up now. Cause
Like 3 months ago.
Ebony back me up, cause Ebony make
She's the only one. She's the only one.
Oh,
She ain't the only one that blocked you. I never blocked you. But she ain't the only one that blocked
I ain't never blocked you.
Kristen don't never block me, but yeah, Treasure and Shemaya will block me.
Yeah.
And I ain't got to where I can get petty. I block them too.
you. I just,
I'm kidding. And I'm telling you, I will block them too now. And I always feel I used to be like, how can a mom block that easy? They got a daddy, they got a sister they can call. If they need it, they got an emergency, they got somebody they can say. But I'll start giving it again. I don't care what y'all say. Sometimes you have to feed into what they feed you. Anyway, let's see what else. What did other comments say before we go? Teresa also said, fear, afraid they will do them like the previous. Oh, you bringing baggage into friendships?
hold on, let me take basis on this though, because this has been one of the things that I have, I'm not gonna say struggle with, but it has been brought to my attention by a couple of my friends. Like, do y'all ever feel like you don't share certain information with your friends because you are scared to be judged by them?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that I struggle with sometimes. And I don't know. Maybe it's just certain friends. I don't know. But it has to brought to my attention, like you don't share anything, you don't, talk about this, you don't talk about that. But a lot of it is not that I don't want my friends to know what's going on with me or what I have going on or how I'm feeling. First of all, I'm very nonchalant. Like I keep my emotions bottled up. I don't talk about it a lot. But a lot of things that I don't share, I'm just gonna use like my previous relationship. I felt like I was going through some things in that relationship where it's like, if I tell somebody, like, I know I shouldn't be in this relationship, you know what I'm saying? But if I tell them what's going on, like, are they gonna judge me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they gonna say about me? Are they gonna talk about me? Are they gonna judge me? And I think that was like a fear. Like, I just stopped sharing a lot of things that were going on in the relationship because I just felt like, you're supposed to be in a relationship, you know the things you're telling them, you know what they're gonna say, so you don't want to tell them. You know what I'm saying? Because you think they're gonna be judged. Because you're gonna be judged.
I think it's important to have friends that are gonna share. They need to tell you what they feel like you need to hear, in the most supportive way, but not be judgmental at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
I do, but it doesn't always happen that way.
I think it's the
Depends
thing
on
of
your
like
friend.
feeling like they're gonna judge you.
And they very well may not.
This topic is heavy.
They may not judge you, but that's how you feel like it's gonna be received. Like you feel like you're gonna get the judgment back.
Right.
And I feel like it just, like I said, it just depends on the friend or whatever. Because I mean, I do have friends where I talk to and it's literally no judgment. It's like,
Or like I get that. It could be like a new friend or a friend that I have not shared certain information with, and a topic can come up unrelated to me, but it's so similar to what I've been wanting to tell them about. But when they dogging that girl out about it,
like,
I said,
This is where I have to step in because I'm not one of those friends that are judgmental. If you come to me about a situation, you ask for my opinion, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna say leave that nigga alone. Leave him. I'm not like that. I'm just gonna tell you.
Go ahead, tell you what.
I'm just gonna tell you like this is what I would do. Like we know he ain't gonna do this. We know he ain't gonna do that. But I'm not gonna ever tell my friend leave him alone. Go be with somebody else. I'm gonna tell that friend do what you want to do when you're ready. Move on.
But that's not being judgmental. That's
But no, I'm getting to that.
okay.
But I've had friends that have come to me, leave him alone. He's not doing this. He ain't doing that for you. Da, da, da. But
Well, hell, I've come to you and said things like that before. I think the difference is
the approach is how you say it, how you're coming off. Like if you're
Their intent, yeah,
I deliver it. can be
yeah, how you
Yeah.
deliver it.
Yeah.
And
because
if
I'm
you,
gonna tell you if I think somebody is,
Not
hurting you and harming not right.
but you're not gonna be with someone that you're telling me not to be with. You get what I'm saying?
so you feel
Like,
like people
how
who
you
are
gonna tell me not to be with this one, but
When
you
you're
won't do
You're
it that?
dating someone that's exactly how you don't want me to be with. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But don't do that. That's the
kind of
situation that I'm in. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. But at the same time, I don't know, because there's a lot of people in relationships that are in hard relationships, suffering these hard relationships that just can't pull themselves out of. And they trying to get like, girl, end up in this situation like me, get out now, like run.
That's true.
But there's
You know,
but there's
but
still
it
a
goes-
difference.
It goes back to the delivery. Because I could be like, girl, listen, we got it. You know what I'm saying? My dude ain't worth a doggone and yours ain't either. I'm gonna get out of the situation. Or I'm saying, girl, why aren't you dealing with him? Like, what is wrong with you? He is not good for you.
That's
And
that's definitely a difference.
it's a difference. It's like, yeah, I'm telling you the truth, but I'm also, in hindsight, choosing to leave out the information how it's the same dude, two different guys, the same type of dude.
sometimes like my situation is better than yours.
And it works. Yes. So delivery, I feel like is very important. It can make or break.
So what's missing in relationships? Improper delivery, not like improper communication, harmful communication, acting like you ain't been in my situation
Before.
before.
But
Communication, yeah. Woo! Shamika Crawford Pruitt said, "Loyalty, baby sugar, loyalty is not what it used to be." I'm starting to even. Sometimes I wonder if loyalty is worth it when I don't feel like it's ever reciprocated or minimally reciprocated. But how do you feel about loyalty?
It's a must. It's a must.
What's it?
Because loyalty it comes with everything.
What does
And
that mean? What does loyalty mean in a relationship?
trust. Loyalty means
I trust you to do what?
to be loyal to me. I guess you can't use the word in a sentence, huh?
I
I
trust
have
you
a
to be
friend.
what?
Yeah, I have a friend I don't have to talk to every day, and if I call her, I know she'll come around. I know whatever I need, she gonna have it. And no
But wait
question.
a minute, I don't always have everything my friends need. You know,
Well, I have that one friend. If I say, "Come here," she's coming.
So
Or if I need you to go do this for one of my kids, she gonna go do it. You know what I'm saying?
loyal.
That's loyalty to me.
Yeah.
so loyalty means something different to everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my loyalty. Especially if we ain't spoke.
That's why I say there's so many different aspects of loyalty.
Because I really think sometimes we ask people for stuff that they cannot deliver. You gotta know that. You gotta know that if I got 5 kids of my own and I'm already struggling, and you start struggling, maybe I ain't got it. I can't financially help you right now because I'm struggling. I don't have it. Like, it sounds real good if I eat, my friends eat. That sounds real good until I got 5 kids and I done ran out of money or ran out of food stamps or whatever. Because at the end of the day, yeah, honey, I love you, but I have to make sure my kids eat. So I think sometimes we ask people for stuff that they can't deliver. You're trying to be picked up from school at 3:00, but I don't get up till 5. I can't. I already missed 3 days from school.
And yes, I do
Teachers
pick
are-
your kids up. I do pick your kids up, You see what I'm saying? Because then I'm not pick kids up, I can't pick my kids up. You see what I'm saying? But in reality, your circumstances allow you to be able to pick my kids up. Whereas right now I'm at work until 5. What you're asking me, I am incapable of delivering to you without sacrificing so much of my life. And that's not fair for you to even ask me that. Why that's not fair? Because what kind of friend are you to even trying to put me in a position to lose my job to go pick your kids up? So yeah, thank you for picking my kids up. But girl, asking for a different favor, but not that one.
Because I can help you this way, but I can't always help you back in that same way. But I can help you in a different way. That is so. That's another jewel. I hope y'all caught that. Because that's important. So yeah, loyalty. Loyalty. For me, loyalty mean to me? Because I feel like I have been far, like, you know, like I go to a hairstylist. I think I can't go to no other hairstylist for 42 years. I go to the liquor store. I'm going to the same one every time. I don't want you to catch me at no other liquor store. So I've had to learn that my loyalty led me to believe that people were supposed to do the same things back for me that I did for them, and it ended up getting my feelings hurt a whole lot. So loyalty for me, just above anything, it means that you are going to appreciate me enough, appreciate my loyalty and the things that I do for you enough to look out for me when I need you, when it's necessary. I don't expect you to be able to do everything that I do, but if I need you, if I need you to do something for me and Drika needs you to do something for me, and you only see Drika twice a year, but I'm doing for you all the time, looking out for each other. I need you to be loyal enough to me to say, Drika, I'm sorry, I can't, because Trish needs me to do this. Trish needs me right now. So that's the importance of loyalty to me. Not that you give me everything I need whenever I want it, and you don't talk to nobody else and do for nobody else, or put me up and skip the line all the time. That's not what loyalty means to me. It just means that I'm doing, like, I'm pouring into you all the time. But when I do need you, I really need you to pour back into me. I want you to be there. What does loyalty mean? All right, we're about to wrap this up. Transparency. I think we already kind of talked about transparency though. Support, accountability.
Accountability is a big one, which we've kind of touched on it in a few different aspects, but I feel like that's a really big one. It's kind of like letting your friend go look any kind of way, It's like you let your friend come out looking any kind of way. Why would you do that? I feel like you have to tell your friends, like, this is the problem. This is what's going on. This is not okay. And me sitting back watching you do this makes me just.
Because I don't like them friends. I'll be on mommy's house friend. I don't like them friends. I'm just gonna let you do whichever you want. They don't feel like you get mad or they're ready to go. Happy birthday party, right?
Don't even
Yeah.
go.
That's not happy birthday party. Wait, hold on. Yeah, he was.
She made me question her loyalty. Let's look at this.
So Shamaya, again,
My
late as usual, did not do what she's supposed to do. Did not, plan and get her like tied together. None of that. So she runs up in the house at like 6:40. We're supposed to be leaving at 7 or something like that. And she's in my closet looking for something to wear. We leave at 7. She's coming over here at 6:40 to look in my closet to look for something to wear. So everybody else, Ebony has on this cute little like Suge Avery dress, right? Treasure got on her little velvet dress with the chains, and I'm in red sequins, and Kristen got on his black. And here comes Shamaya, the went in my closet and found a t-shirt dress with a split at the side. And and Kristen in there, my turn is Kristen in there. Shamaya, so she must have been there, must have asked them, okay, how do I look?
And they all said, oh, you look cute. Cute. How about you choose it?
I'm here putting on my hair and walking down the hallway, and
As soon as she sees me,
I know. Hell no.
I'm sick of you. So we're looking at it like, if you told me it was you, depending on you to keep me in check. And Trey was like, well, I thought it was cute. What's mama doing the most? Now I'm over here questioning everybody. Yeah, I want to
Believe me. You know everybody in the house has.
Well, I made up for it for her birthday. Because they were going to let her walk out.
No, the dress that we picked out was she liked it better.
No, she did. She liked the one I picked out. Don't worry, she didn't.
Shamaya, which one did you like?
That's a whole different topic.
I can just answer the question.
I liked the one you liked the most
Exactly.
because of what it hid. Wait, which one did I end up wearing?
You ended up wearing the long one, which is
That's on the flyer.
That's
which is the one that
I liked yours the most, honestly, but my body type, it was just like too revealing. I really wanted to wear that one. But because the one that everybody chose hid my roles and stuff. I feel like it was.
And you got to take all that into consideration when it comes to your friends, what their comfort level is, what they will become, what they want to know.
Ebony is the more cover up conservative.
You know,
I'm
my
just,
girl's gonna be.
yeah,
And I'm naked too, but they just wouldn't.
So I'm just saying, you know, you need to be like, you got to be comfortable enough saying, friend,
this ain't it.
friend, you sure you want to wear that friend?
And it really, because I have a friend, my friend in Huntsville, I always tell you, my friend in Huntsville, oh, sometimes too outspoken. They say be careful what you ask for. Ebony is more conservative in terms of, that's all you got, cuz. And my other friend is like, oh, so it's like, you know, it's like the best of both worlds. They're both essentially telling me it's I can do a little bit better, but my other friend, yeah, she'll tell you in a minute. Friend, you can't go be looking like that. Ebony has
I'd rather that than you to just be behind me talking about me or like, don't let me.
I never said that, Shemaya.
you're really nice about it. Yeah,
You
you be like,
be like about everything.
you be like, cuz in my mind it messes me up.
I don't know what you had on that night. Because if y'all was gonna really like, it was people in my house. I ordered so many black dresses for that party. It was probably like 3 or 4 people that came to my house the day of that was able to get fitted for a free dress. And out of all the dresses you could have booked, you picked a t-shirt dress for a formal event. And Ebony was in there. They was gonna let you t-shirt. Was it a t-shirt dress? It was definitely a t-shirt dress.
It's on Ross.
Yeah.
It's 99.
Yeah, but did your mama hook you up?
She did.
Yeah, and that's what you expect your friends to do, right? I don't care. We got to stop by Ross on the way there or deal with something on the way there, like friend. You know, yeah, I ain't gonna let you go out. I ain't gonna let you go like that.
I want to tell y'all a story what Ebony did to me so bad. We're gonna save that for another
But
day.
that goes along too with you need to be on time and have it together.
That's how we're gonna end it. We're gonna go back to tardiness and end this show tonight.
I'm still waiting on the phone call from a month ago.
The disrespect that goes along with tardiness. And Shemaya, we have not been direct to anybody tonight.
She don't answer the phone. That's one problem.
I answer the phone, don't I?
I'm stuck. Majority of when it's time for an event and we're going to the event together, majority of my day is making sure she's together.
And it's like it's so selfish. You know, you're laughing, but like if I'm gonna really be serious, because like now the podcast, you know that this podcast is very, very, very important to me. You know, to me, my podcast is just as important as Oprah Winfrey Show. You know, this is my podcast, and I don't like looking unprofessional. If I say my flight says I'm gonna be here at 5 o'clock, I want to be here at 5 o'clock, and so it hurts my feelings when you take advantage of that because I'm your mom and be like, I'll get there when I get there. You're gonna start without me, or whatever. That's very insensitive. Like friends want you to think that my shit is important to you as your shit will be important.
And that's what's unfortunate for me because I try so hard in everything I do. Even yesterday. And Kim was like, is Shemaya gonna be ready? So everybody
All
else
about you. Megan, this about you.
You said we're gonna end it with this.
Yeah, no. Your response is all about you and not about the people that you heard.
I know, and those are not my intentions. So okay, let's try to
I think you
consider
need to
my
try
response.
hard
I
to
don't.
take other people's feelings into consideration when you are tardy.
I hear what you're saying, but I try to do
No,
that.
you don't. There's no way you do.
I really do.
No, you're not gonna do it. No, this is an intervention at this point.
I mean,
And every time, I need you here. Get here. I need you here.
Because because if this was a job that said you can only be here late 3 times and then you're fired, at this point you'd be terminated. So before you get terminated from all these people who love you over some tardiness, or before people stop calling you and inviting you to things over some tardiness, you might have to figure out what you can do to make you not.
that's where I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I've been struggling with this since I can remember tardy being a thing.
So you can't plan
I
that.
do. I try, like today, I planned to come over here. I laid my outfit out, and everything was going great. And then all of a sudden, I fell asleep watching a movie. and I heard knocks. I woke up and it was 3:18. I said, "Oh, good job, Shemai. You're up on time. Let's start getting ready." And I don't know what came over me. Before I knew it, I woke up and it was 4:26. And I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm even sleepy. Now I'm running to the house and here comes Kristen. Shemai is waiting on me. And you telling me that, like, man, you better please leave me. I'm stressed out right now. Just give me a second. And so it's like,
You don't even get into it. Like you and Chris got into it for Evidence Party.
I know.
Because you are tardy and you don't. We tell you, we give you more alert heads up to anybody else because we feel like you need it. Shemaya, did you go find your outfit? Shemaya, did you figure out what you want to do for your hair? Shemaya, did you order? We make an appointment.
Girl, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. And
2 days before.
you haven't done anything.
She was late for our own party.
And so people are showing up for you and trying to make it important to them. But why should something be more important to me than it is to you?
It is so important to me. And I swear I've been trying.
You're gonna end up you are cool now because I don't know why it hasn't caught up with you yet. But if telling you me, it will. You're gonna lose some stuff.
Did you forget what happened in nursing school? It has certainly caught up with me quite a few times in my life. And you would think for me to have undergone those reprimands for like a better that it would be different. I have lost so much as a result of my tardiness. And I know how important it is. And the feeling I feel of walking into the room and how you're gonna feel because I'm late, or if anybody for that matter, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be upset. I feel awful.
Awful.
I feel awful. It's like leading up into that moment in my mind, it's gonna take me 10 minutes to get dressed.
How? So maybe that's what you need to change. The fact that you think it's only gonna take you 10 minutes.
That's probably the start of it. Because it's like I wake up from work at 5 o'clock and I know I should be up getting dressed. But all I gotta do is, wash up real quick, put my clothes on, I'm out the door. How could it take more than 15 minutes? And before it's been 42 minutes and have no idea how 15
So you already know that though. So now you're telling me you already know that 15 minutes is not long enough.
because one day 15 minutes is long enough. Until now the dog done.
So should you be giving yourself a little bit extra time to
Should
fix
be.
it up?
I should be. But sometimes it just doesn't work that way.
Okay, well, it doesn't sound like
What?
you still
Oh,
taking accountability for what?
It just be all of our fault.
It's everybody else's fault.
It be everybody's fault.
Everybody else's fault when you're late.
But it's okay
We
because
were literally 5 hours late for leaving for an Orlando trip one time because you do too much. Like you do too much. You want to, I can do all of this stuff the night before, and then I'm still going to be able to get up.
Yeah,
Like you don't take into you don't take into consideration the fact that stuff may go wrong.
Yeah.
Factor that in there. Factor in a little bit of time for error, room for error.
Yes,
because I haven't gave up hope on you. We're gonna get it together.
Well, shit.
You know.
Just know that
you still got hope in me.
Because I'm not calling you no more. Please, at my time of need.
Oh my
just know that Miss Shay is no longer a part of Journey with Trish.
Did you bring me to work to fire me?
Yes, you
That's
just
what
got
they do.
terminated. You just got terminated. I let you work the entire shift. You then fired you. Yes, that's how you do. Because it's not important to you.
Even though I told you it is important to me.
You don't show me because you just walk in the door whenever you get ready. When I called you on the phone, I heard you in the background. Maybe you thought I hear you, but you was like, well, just I'm gonna leave in 15 minutes, and if they start, they just start. It's like
David.
well, yeah, they're like, well, I promise. But who messed up tonight?
You did.
I messed up tonight. And I do everything every time I mess up because I don't stick within my own boundaries. Because the boundaries I set before you got here was if she walks in that door after 5 o'clock, she's not sitting on the couch. So that's what happens when we don't stick to our own boundaries. Boundaries are set for us, not for other people. You set boundaries to protect you. So you don't step outside, and so you don't let people cross into your boundaries. So the reason she keeps doing it is because we continue to allow her to do it in this friendship and in this relationship. So I hope you caught that, Jewel, as well. I am so happy that each and every one of you chose to join us here tonight on Journey with Trish, the podcast, to talk about friendships. I hope that we have been a light to somebody today who may be struggling in their friendships or in their relationships of any sort. Whew, Bishop, I can't. I'm crying or something. We hope that we have been a shining light to somebody tonight, because remember, a shining light that no one can see serves the world no purpose. Come back on Tuesday night. We're going to have business BBW models on the podcast this Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just remember, I'm going always to bring you some content that's going to relate to your everyday situations, like friendship and relationships and your mental health. Do you think your friendships affect your mental health? Absolutely. Yeah, friendship absolutely affects our mental health and our total well-being. So find you some good friends and be good to them, be loyal to them, be transparent to them. Don't be selfish. And if you're a girl, remember that every girl wants a man. So when they get one, don't start tripping when they do. We're gonna go ahead and end this with a word of prayer, and then we're gonna get out of here. All hearts and minds clear, no anything. Father God, in the name of Jesus, God, we thank you for bringing us here together tonight safely and unified. God, we thank you for the love that we have in this room tonight for each other. God, we thank you for the love that we have for ourselves. God, we ask that you would help us search within ourselves tonight, that we may better learn ourselves and what we need and what we desire from each one of our relationships, so that we may know what we are looking to give, we're able to give. Let us not be selfish. A little selfish sometimes, but selfless mostly, so that we're also able to give some of what's needed. We thank you for being exactly who you are and for giving us all exactly what we need. In Jesus' name. Thank you. We love y'all. God bless y'all. And happy Sunday. Bye. That's what friends are.